I've got top 5 habits that I changed for my manifestation success and to start creating a life that I actually loved. And I wanted to create a video to share those with you. So I talk a lot about habits and habit creation and how you can use habits to truly change your identity and start to create a life or manifest a life that you truly want and become this person that you really want to have. And one of the things that I realized is I'm like, man, out of all of these videos, all of these podcasts I've done, I've never said, hey, here's the top 5 that actually made some effort and some shifts in my life, not effort, but made shifts in my life that were dramatic. So, to do a really quick reminder, you start any habit with a cue. Okay, so the cue is like your trigger. It's going to tell you that you need to go do something, right? And that takes you into your routine. The routine is the activity that you have. And I'm going to explain this a little bit more here in a moment. Then you get a reward. And that reward is what's going to teach your brain to continue to go back to this. So I want to use something like your phone. Okay, this is a really good example. You wake up in the morning, you have the cue that you woke up, and you're going to grab your phone. So that's the routine. You wake up, you maybe see your phone, you grab the phone, you pick it up, and you start to scroll the phone. Now, the reward that you're getting in this is that you're getting kind of a hit of like dopamine. And dopamine is not the feel good chemical in our brain, it's the do it more, it's the I'm anticipating something chemical. And so when you're creating these kind of habit loops that you have, where you've got the cue of seeing your phone, your routine is to pick it up and start scrolling. And then the reward is that you get this kind of dopamine fun hit of anticipation of like what's coming next and keep scrolling, looking through your notifications. If you're anything like me, I used to really struggle because I would pick up my phone and I'd be like, oh, I'm only gonna check my text. So I'd check my text and then I'd be like, oh, I'm just gonna quickly check my email. And so then I would check my email. And then I'd be like, oh, you know what? I should just check Instagram. And oh, I got my other Instagram account that I should check. And now I should look at LinkedIn and now I should look at TikTok. And then before I know it, an hour and a half has gone by. I've got nothing done in my morning. And something really important when you're making these changes is to actually own your morning. Take control of what you're doing in your morning. And so that's actually the first habit that I created to start making some manifestation success and life change success was to start to own my morning in a way that made sense for me and was going to contribute to the life that I wanted to have. So that was number one. Own the morning. And you need to decide what that looks like for you. There's a few things that I would recommend. One being to stay off your phone for the first hour. Get the sky in before you get screens. I just recently heard somebody say it that way, and I absolutely loved it. So, what I want you to do is to go outside and get morning sun before you start scrolling or looking at a computer or anything of that nature. So, then owning your morning could also be that you're going to drink water and you're going to move your body and then do a meditation, breathing type exercise. And that actually leads me into the second habit that really has contributed to my success. And that was starting to create a breathing exercise habit throughout the day. So I also call this meta awareness. And essentially, what you're going to do is start to pay attention to your breath work. Sorry, I'm sure that does sound just like picking up from him. He's all over the place and he loves his mom, so he's here a lot. But so, what you're going to do is start a breathing exercise where you're just going to focus on your breath. I began this with only 5 minutes. I would set a timer. I would pick what kind of breathing exercise I was going to do, either box breathing, the psychological sigh, something along those lines. And I would do quick breath, in and out and start paying attention to my breath. And if my mind wandered, I would bring it back. I'd say, okay, I need to come back to this. So when you do that for 5 minutes, you're starting to train yourself to bring your mind back to the things that you want to pay attention to, your breath, instead of just letting it run wild. Okay, so that is the second habit is to start a breathing exercise. Once in the morning, once in the evening is fantastic and it'll help you out quite a lot. The third was to actually do a meditation at least once a day. So, by meditation, for me, yes, the breathing exercise is technically meditation because you are focusing only on your breath. For me, I'm kind of more talking, I guess instead of meditation, I should say visualization. Whether that is you visualizing or speaking words in your head, like I don't see much in my mind, so I tend to like kind of loop words in a phrase and just think about the feeling of that. I'll even ask myself, what would it feel like if I was successful in this? Like, what would it feel like if I had the type of relationship I wanted to have? What would it feel like if I had the job that I wanted to have? And then I sit in that feeling. And you can pair this with the breathing. So if you start your breathing exercise, calm yourself, relax your body, do that for 5 minutes, and then go into visualization of a meditation, that's fantastic. You can pair those two together really quite beautifully and even add it to owning your morning by making sure that you're doing it in the morning. So it's like a really phenomenal practice. So then the fourth one is that I actually started to spend more time outside, which that seems maybe like kind of odd in this list, but I spent more and more time outside and away from screens and away from the like hustle and bustle of life and feeling like I had to get something done right now and that I was like kind of always in a rush. And so I will make sure that I carve out time to either do a walk outside, just go sit in the sun, read my book, have my coffee outside. I love to watch the sunset. I love to watch the sunrise. So doing those kind of things were super helpful for me to really come back into a gratitude practice because at this point, I'm going outside, I'm getting nature, and studies have actually shown that just 10 minutes outside nature really calms your nervous system. It allows you to become much more present in the moment that you're in. And then the fifth one, although I could add more, but these are like my top five, right? So the fifth one is to actually start becoming more present in your body. Start to pay attention to your body at the moment. So let's say that you have an unwelcomed thought that is not really aligned to the person that you want to be, it's not aligned to the things that you want. I want you to spend a moment, one, become aware of it, metacognition, be like, okay, I'm aware of this thought. This isn't what I want. I recognize that it's here. And start getting curious with yourself about it. How does this actually feel in my body? Where can I feel it? Is it like a tightness in my stomach? Do I feel like my throat kind of closing up? Do I feel like I'm getting warm? Start to feel it in your body. Take the moment to not be afraid of the feeling and instead question yourself about the feeling and not in a judgmental way. The more that you do this, the more that like self forgiveness and self compassion kind of follows right along with it. But I want you to really start to think about the feelings that you have and where you feel them physically in your body. From there, once you actually feel them physically, you can start to ask yourself questions about them. What is this feeling protecting me from? And just ask yourself, right? What does this protect me from? Because when we have those feelings, there's a part of us that's saying, hey, wait a minute, don't do this. Don't do this thing that you're doing. It's either change or we're concerned about being abandoned or we have to have control or we're really angry or whatever kind of other one it is, right? But start to ask yourself these questions. And so I want to review these kind of one more time. And hopefully I go in order if I remember correctly. But the first one is to own your morning. Create some sort of a morning routine that does not include your phone, whichever one really kind of helps you get to your day and the things that you want to do, right? So make sure that you own that morning. The second one is to start a breathing, I guess, exercise, I could say, each day. But really, it's going to teach you how to regulate your emotions, how to be calm, and how to come into your like meta and cognitive awareness so that you can calm yourself in moments of overwhelm. The third is to do a meditation as well. So, meditation visualization. I want you to start thinking about the way it would feel if you had the things that you wanted. And you don't have to do this perfectly. You don't have to worry about if it's like 100% perfect or not perfect. Just ask yourself, what would this feel like? Just consider the possibility that it would happen for you. And that's really kind of all that you need to do, like truly all that you need to do. The fourth one is to get outside. Start spending some time each and every day outside in the sunshine. If it's cloudy, that's fine as well. But make sure that you actually get outside and spend some time out in nature. And then the last one is to start getting curious. Stop running away from your feelings and instead get curious about them. Start asking yourself questions. So I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, leave your questions down below. I am always happy to answer. Or you can actually email me as well, unleashinghappiness@ceciliahendricks.com. And if you would like more of this information and more of this content, make sure that you like and subscribe so that you don't miss out. I'm going to be doing a ton of things about the habits that you can create, how to create them, how to stay sustainable, how to manifest a life that you want using the way that your brain actually works, using our human tools so that you can have a life that you want and one that you enjoy. I wish you nothing but the best.